You already know about food, water, and flashlights, but when the next crisis hits, it won't be the obvious gear that saves you. It'll be the stuff no one talks about, the everyday items that seem ordinary until everything goes wrong. In this video, we're revealing 6 surprising products that could help you cook, stay warm, stay hidden, or even stay alive when things spiral out of control. Most of them cost under $20, and you probably already have a few at home, but you're not using them the way you should. These aren't gimmicks. These are smart, practical tools that real survivalists keep close. Subscribe now, because the next emergency won't wait for you to get ready. Survival isn't about having the most gear, it's about having the right gear. And often, it's not what you'd expect. While most people scramble for the obvious, generators, canned food, water filters, the seasoned ones rely on tools that don't make headlines but solve real problems when the grid goes down. These 6 items aren't flashy, but they're shockingly effective. They're the kind of tools you wish you had, until it's too late. We're going beyond bug-out basics, because in the next crisis, it's the small advantages that keep you moving. Number 1, silicone baking. Matt, you probably think of a silicone baking mat as a kitchen tool for cookies or pastries. But in a crisis, it becomes one of the most shockingly versatile survival tools you can have, and most people don't even realize it. Here's why. Silicone baking mats are non-stick, heat-resistant, waterproof, flexible, and incredibly durable. That combination makes them perfect for more than baking. They're crisis-ready surfaces that can serve as insulation, a fire-safe cooking base, a clean food prep area, or even a waterproof barrier in a pinch. First, let's talk about cooking. In a blackout, you may be cooking over flame or heating, surfaces like hot stones, alcohol stoves, or grill tops. A silicone mat can act as a non-stick surface for bread, tortillas, or flatbreads directly over or near heat. No pan needed. It won't burn at temperatures under 450 degrees and can be cleaned with just a wipe or rinse, no soap required. That's critical when water and soap are limited. Second, it's an ideal clean surface when the world around you isn't. You can prepare food, medications, or even perform first aid on a silicone mat without worrying about dirt or contamination. From the ground or table, it's easier to sterilize than cloth and more reliable than cardboard or paper towels. Third, in cold or wet conditions, a silicone mat acts as a thermal and moisture barrier. Sit or kneel on it to avoid direct contact. With cold or damp ground, wrap it around cold items to insulate, or use it under your sleeping mat for an extra layer of heat retention. You can also roll or fold it to make a funnel, scoop, or patch for makeshift water carriers. And unlike foil or plastic wrap, it won't tear or melt easily. Pro tip: store one in your go bag and one in your kitchen. It weighs almost nothing, lays flat, and costs under $10. Because when gear fails, fuel runs low, or the water runs dirty, having a clean, safe, and heat-resistant surface can make a major difference in how you cook, stay clean, and stay calm. And that's why a silicone baking mat isn't just a baking tool. It's survival tech hiding in your kitchen drawer. Number 2, metal paint can empty. A clean, empty metal paint might seem like junk to most people, but in a crisis, it turns into a compact, durable, and surprisingly powerful multi-use survival tool. It's one of those items that quietly does the IKEA job of 5 others and costs just a few bucks. Let's start with its most valuable use: emergency heat. With a few candles, alcohol gel, or even twigs, a paint can become a makeshift mini heater. Line the inside with cardboard and set a tea light or canned heat source at the base, and you've got a safer way to warm a small space. Unlike an open flame, the metal walls contain the heat and reduce fire risk. Some people even add a layer of rolled toilet paper soaked in alcohol to create a compact DIY heater that can burn for hours. But it's not just for warmth. A clean paint can double as a portable cooking pot. Place it over a fire grate or stove, and you can boil water, cook rice, or even reheat soup. It's not fancy, but when clean water or hot food matters more than flavor, it works. Beyond heat and cooking, a sealed paint can is watertight and makes for an excellent storage container. Use it to store fire starters, dry food, electronics, or important documents. The tight sealing lid keeps out moisture, pests, and air. It's also ideal for smell-proof food storage in areas where wildlife could be an issue. Need a light source? Turn it into a lantern by cutting a small window and placing a tea light inside. The metal reflects and amplifies the light better than plastic or open-air setups. Pro tip: Paint cans are stackable and rugged, perfect for organizing supplies in your home, vehicle, or bug-out location. And here's the kicker. Unlike most survival gear, it doesn't scream prepper. It blends into garages and basements. You can store one now, forget about it, and have a ready-made heat and storage solution when everything else fails. Because when the grid is down, the cold sets in, and you need warmth, light, or boiled water, a $5 metal paint can might just save the day. And that's why it's not just hardware, it's hardcore survival gear in disguise. Number 3, binder clips. In the office, binder clips hold stacks of paper together. In a crisis, they hold your survival plan together, literally. These tiny, overlooked tools are some of the most versatile and low-profile items you can add to your emergency kit. Lightweight, reusable, and tough as nails, binder clips are a silent MVP in field survival. Start with the basics. Shelter setup. Got a tarp or emergency blanket? Use binder clips to attach it to rope, fences, or other tarps. No knots, no tape, no sewing. In wind or rain, they hold tight and can be repositioned instantly. This is huge when you're building a quick shelter or sealing off a broken window or doorway. Need to black out a room or reinforce privacy? Use binder clips to hang blankets or trash bags over windows without damaging the frame. That makes them ideal for urban prepping, where you need to maintain OPSEC, operational security, and reduce visibility without leaving holes in your drywall. They're also excellent for sealing food bags, keeping first aid kits organized, or bundling gear. And cords. Small clips secure food packaging or med kits. Medium ones hold flashlights to straps or hang keys, and large ones can keep duct tape rolls, tool handles, or even a bundle of firewood tied together. Lost a zipper pull on your jacket or pack? Clip on a small binder and you're good to go. Need to hang clothing to dry? Clip them to rope. You can even make an improvised compass with a clip, a pin, and a leaf if you're really in a pinch. Pro tip: keep a few in each bug-out bag, glove box, and utility drawer, sorted by size in a snack-size Ziploc. And here's the kicker: they're invisible to the average person. They won't raise questions, weigh you down, or take up space. But in the moment, they can help build a shelter, secure a meal, or create stability in chaos. Because when duct tape isn't flexible enough, string isn't fast enough, and your gear won't stay put, binder clips step in as the simple, silent fixers that hold your plan together. And that's why they're more than office supplies. They're tiny tools with massive survival value. Number 4, old gift cards or hotel keys. Most people toss them in the trash. But in a survival situation, old gift cards or hotel key cards become one of the most surprisingly useful tools you can carry. Flat, flexible, and durable, they're essentially free multi-tools that fit in your wallet, bug-out bag, or even your boot. Let's start with what they're made of. Plastic laminate. That's the same tough, water-resistant material used in high-end ID badges and tool cards. It won't rust, snap easily, or fall apart in wet conditions. And because they're thin and flexible, they can slide into tight spaces or perform tasks that bulkier tools can't. One of the most well-known uses? Lock shimming. In emergencies, especially urban crises, you may need to access a locked room, cabinet, or even vehicle. A hotel key card can be shaped to slip between door latches or pry open a spring lock mechanism. No, it's not about breaking in. It's about getting out, getting through, or getting to shelter when time matters. Next, think of it as a field scraper. Need to remove wax, scrape ice, clean a pot, or smooth a surface? A worn-down card is perfect for the job. It won't damage your gear and you won't cry if it snaps. Got duct tape stuck? Scrape it off clean with a card. You can also cut one into fishing lures, fire starter bases, or trail markers. Punch a hole, tie it to a paracord, and you've got a makeshift identity tag or camp indicator. File down one edge and it becomes a flathead screwdriver or pry tool in a pinch. Need to stay warm? Use a card as a fire starting base to build tinder on damp ground. It also doubles as a windshield ice scraper or even a splint stiffener in a medical emergency. Pro tip: store a few in different places. Wallet, go bag, vehicle, just in case. Sand or cut edges for sharper applications. And best of all, they're invisible as tools. No one will ever question why you carry them. But when the world changes and your gear fails, those throwaway cards can suddenly become your Swiss Army knife. Because when every ounce counts and improvisation becomes survival, an old hotel key might open more than just a door. Number 5, plastic shower curtain liner. It's designed to keep water off your bathroom floor. But in a survival situation, a plastic shower curtain liner becomes one of the most valuable and underrated tools you can own. For less than $5, you get a massive, waterproof, wind-resistant sheet that folds small, weighs nothing, and solves dozens of problems when things fall apart. Let's start with shelter. In a blackout, evacuation, or bug-out scenario, you may need to create a quick cover overhead, ground, or around you. A standard shower liner can become an emergency rain tarp, windbreak, or ground cover instantly. It's not as tough as a military-grade tarp, but it's more flexible, more lightweight, and easier to fold into a backpack or stash in your vehicle. Need to collect water? Lay it out in a depression or suspend it to create a rain catchment system. Even light rain will pool, and you can direct it into bottles or jugs using a corner as a funnel. In desert or dry conditions, it can be used to trap condensation overnight. It also makes an excellent heat barrier or solar insulation layer. Drape it over a window or entryway to block sunlight during summer outages, or line it behind a space. Heater to reflect warmth inward. Some preppers even use it inside sleeping bags to prevent wind chill or body heat loss. Medical emergency? A clean liner can serve as a makeshift stretcher, an infection barrier, or a body wrap to prevent exposure. It's sterile enough to lay out as a surgery surface or wrap up used dressing safely. And it's not just about survival, it's about morale. Create privacy in group shelters, separate sleeping areas, or block off bathroom spaces with just a few clips or pieces of tape. Pro tip: punch reinforced holes along the edge and run paracord through them for a flexible tie-down shelter setup. Or duct tape two together to create a larger waterproof barrier. Because when storms rage, water gets scarce, and you need shelter fast, a $3 shower liner could become the difference between cold and covered, or soaked and struggling. And that's why this isn't a bathroom accessory anymore. It's a crisis survival sheet hiding in plain sight. Number 6. Dog waste bags. Roll format. They're cheap, compact, and designed for pet owners. But in a survival scenario, dog waste bags become one of the most shockingly useful tools you can have. These little black rolls might not look like much, but they solve a huge range of problems, from sanitation to waterproofing to emergency storage, at pennies per use. Let's start with what they're made for: waste control. In any crisis, especially one with no power or plumbing, sanitation becomes your first and most immediate health risk. Dog bags give you a discreet, sealable way to handle human waste, diapers, hygiene materials, or contaminated items without attracting pests, creating odors, or risking infection. They're not just trash bags, they're odor-blocking, tear-resistant, and small enough to fit in your pocket. This makes them ideal for everyday carry or go bags where space is limited, but cleanliness is non-negotiable. Now think beyond sanitation. In wet or cold conditions, these bags become emergency waterproof covers for electronics, fire-starting materials, first aid kits, or documents. Wrap your phone, lighter, or power bank in one, and it's protected from rain or snow. Need to keep food dry while hiking or evacuating. These bags weigh next to nothing and can be double-layered for added security. Out in the field? Use one as an improvised glove, a wet weather sock liner, or even a water scoop in a pinch. Some people have even used them to store potable water temporarily or tie off open wounds when gauze wasn't available. Pro tip: choose unscented, non-biodegradable versions for better durability. Keep a roll in every kit, glove box, and emergency drawer. They also come in handy for psychological and social reasons. In a group shelter or family bug-in scenario, keeping things clean and contained helps maintain peace and order. No one wants to smell yesterday's mess in a shared space. And these bags make it easy to keep your area clean, fast. Because when the grid fails and the toilets stop flushing, it won't be your flashlight or water filter that saves the day. It'll be your ability to keep clean, stay sanitary, and avoid disease. And that's why dog waste bags aren't just for pets anymore. They're your pocket-sized crisis cleanup crew, ready to go when everything else stops. Survival isn't just about big gear and bug-out bags. It's about thinking smart with what you already have. These 6 items aren't expensive. They aren't flashy, but they solve real problems when it matters most. Cleanliness, cooking, warmth, organization, and protection. That's how you stay ahead when chaos hits. The next crisis won't wait for you to order fancy gear or chase trends. It'll reward the people who planned quietly and stocked smart. If you found even one item here that surprised you, give this video a like. Drop a comment. Which of these do you already own? Or which one will you grab first? Subscribe now for weekly crisis-proof tips, prep strategies, and gear breakdowns that actually work.